Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Cut Line, presented by the Hoosier Network. I'm Graham Nash, joined, of course, by one Andrew Hillsman.
What is this, 15 episodes now? I think this is episode 15.
Yes,
Wow.
I think that's right.
Man,
We're getting into the
flew
groove of
by,
things.
didn't it? We started this, what? Start of the semester?
Yeah, January.
Huh. Well, look at that. Here we are.
Here we are. We've been through some. We've been blessed.
I know.
With a great golf season.
These 2-3 months of golf have been I think we mentioned a little bit last week, but some of the best start to a season we've had in ages.
Yeah.
We kind of recapped it last week of just all of the cool things that have happened. Rory's win, cool moments, playoffs, all of the above, new guys winning, guys who haven't won for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Hello, Harris English. But yeah, no, it's been great. It's been fun to just follow, and I keep reminding myself there's still 3 majors left in the year.
I know.
There's still plenty of time.
That's the thing. There's so much time left. It's literally April. Like, oh my gosh.
Plenty of time left for good golf, and there will be.
Right.
Plenty.
There will be.
Speaking of good golf, this was a team event this weekend, the Zurich Classic, and I'd say the winning score was pretty good. Andrew Novak and Ben Griffin won at -28.
Whoa.
Now, it does help that rounds, I think, 1 and 3 were played in a best ball format.
Right.
So if a guy hits a bad shot, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It just
they're
gets
fine.
used. So they went, Novak and Griffin went 62, 66, 61, and 71. You could probably guess which rounds were the best ball and which were the alternate
We're the alt shot. Yeah.
Yeah, 61 on Saturday. Team Almost is what they called themselves. Is that?
I don't think that was their nickname of choice. I think
Did
it
you
was
come up
given
with
to
it?
them. No. I saw this on social media.
Okay.
They're nicknamed Team Almost because both of them have gotten very close to PGA Tour victories.
They have.
Neither have gotten there before
Until
Sunday.
And I talked about it when we were previewing this event last Monday. The prize pool or the purse wasn't huge. It was sizable. It's the PGA Tour in 2025. They're going to give out some cash.
Right.
But the biggest thing is that it's a 2-year tour exemption to all tour events for these 2 guys for the next 2 years.
Huge.
Awesome.
Yes.
For guys that are living event to event, you need to make cuts, you need to place well, you need to place high in the FedEx Cup Championship. Now they're in.
Right.
For the next 2 years, and that's got to be a big lift off of, I hate to say it, but they're, smaller name guys. They're all obviously fantastic golfers, but it must take a big load off their shoulders to, have that exemption now that they've won.
I think so. And I put this in the gimme section, but it's exactly what you're saying. Ben Griffin was interviewed afterwards by Dean Rappaport.
Daniel Rappaport, I think. Yeah.
Daniel Rappaport. Thank you. Big golf reporter.
Yep.
And Griffin said that if you play 5 seasons on the PGA Tour, your retirement funds invest. And your retirement funds are based on how many cuts you make.
Oh.
But he said if you play 4 seasons and then lose your tour card the 5th, it's wiped out. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter at all that you played the first 4. So very big, because now I think with the win in the 2-year exemption, that gets them to 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for them. That's huge.
It is. It's very cool. Well, it came down to the wire. They made a long putt, probably around like 40 feet was my guesstimate, on the 17th hole to take a 1-shot lead heading into 18. They closed it out with a par on the last. They were 22 plus 2,200 odds pre-event. They beat the likes of Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry, who were tied for the lead heading into Sunday, but didn't have a great final round and shot 72, finished T12. Not great. Notables.
Oh, yeah.
Nikolai and Erasmus Højgaard fired a 59 on Thursday. That was your pick to win.
So close. Then they go out and they shoot a 70 in one of the alternate shot rounds. Come on. That close. Because that would have been, an actual pick win. I picked Rory to win the Masters. It was Rory at the Masters. This was an actual pick that I felt intelligent about, and they came up short. Dang it.
It was so close.
Close.
They shot 59 on
that's pretty good.
Thursday.
That's pretty
good. The only team in the tournament to shoot 59, which, obviously, like, shooting 59 is crazy, but best ball for two tour pros, 59 comes around a lot more often than I think people would imagine.
Yeah, both of them still have to be on top of it every shot, though, to have that option to pick. You're picking the best of two fantastic shots every time, which is not a luxury I've ever experienced.
Same. So, on the other side of the coin, Colin Morikawa missed the cut. He and Kurt Kitayama, who won the Players not too long ago, that was supposed to be a good group, but they missed the cut. Billy Horschel had to withdraw before the event.
I was so disappointed at this. I wanted to see him play. That was going to be so funny.
So Kevin Chappell took his spot. Chappell and Hoagie made the cut. Kevin Chappell.
Sure.
What a shout out.
Why not? Kevin Chappell.
Craziest name on tour.
When was the last time you heard that name in a relevant context?
Dude, when he shot like 59 in 2015. Like,
that long ago.
Dude, I'm not even kidding.
I believe you. Let's see. Kevin Chappell.
Yeah, find this for me.
American professional golfer. Can you tell me what college he went to?
UCLA.
Okay, I'm glad you know that. He's a California guy. You know it, yeah. He was the Collegiate Player of the Year in 2008. So this was a guy who was really solid.
He was really solid. And I misplayed. It's 2019. Is when he shot his 59.
I mean, still, that's 6 years. That's 6 years ago, Graham.
I know.
Anyway, we can have that discussion another time. Yeah, you know, he has many wins as he has children, too. And he's been... Actually, I look at his best results in majors. He has a top 10 in every major championship outside of the PGA.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tied for 7th at the Masters in 2017. Tied for 13th at the PGA Championship in 2014. Tied for 3rd at the 2011 U.S. Open. And tied for 6th at the 2018 Open Championship.
Wow. He was a stud. I mean, to shoot 59, you got to be a stud.
Right.
But there was a time there where he like won those two tournaments pretty close to each other, I feel like. And he just kind of like, dude, Kevin Chappell's here to stay.
Yeah.
I also remember him for that flat brim. Do you remember he used to wear that? He was a Nike flat brim guy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, everyone thought he was weird. Everyone thought he was weird for that.
Really?
Which, I think so, yeah.
I was like 12.
Because a lot of people, well, were you a flat brim guy when you were 12?
I guess, yeah, like kind of. I thought it was kind of cool.
It was different, I think. But yeah, if a guy who's gonna shoot under 60, hey, maybe he's back. I don't know. Probably not. But
made a cut.
Look out for him.
Look out, yeah, Kevin Chappell.
I don't know. I don't know if Tom Hoagie's is the good luck charm there, but I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. Well, the next tournament on the PGA is the CJ Cup Byron Nelson. Which, very interesting order of those things.
Yeah, I feel like it should be Byron Nelson CJ Cup.
Or CJ Byron Nelson Cup.
Well,
that one's bad.
I don't really know if that makes sense. There's got to be some sort of CJ Cup, but yeah, I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense.
It's been the Byron Nelson for a while, and then they added CJ Cup.
Whoever CJ is needs to stay out of their business.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's some very rich business, but
yes,
we'll go with it.
Taylor Pendrith, the Canadian, is the defending champion. Some notables, we've got Scotty Scheffler, world number 1 back in the field, and then other than that, there's kind of nobody. Spieth is there.
Yep. Siwoo Kim is there. Tom Kim is there. Sung Jae Im is there.
Will Zalatoris.
But really the two biggest names are Spieth and Scheffler. And then you go down the list. No other guy excuse me. Wow, words failed me there for a second. No other player except for Scotty Scheffler is below plus 1,000 odds to win coming in this tournament. Scotty Scheffler is at plus 280, which is sort of absurd. I have a good analogy for this. Jordan Spieth is second at plus 1,800. This is like if Scotty Scheffler were a college football program, this is the cupcake non-conference opponent that you schedule to like get you right before when it really matters.
Yeah, get you right.
This is Indiana beating the hell out of Western Illinois 77-3 in the second week of the year.
Yes,
it's the same thing.
I totally agree.
And we talked about it just a little bit ago before we started recording. He's gonna find some way to place like second, third, or fourth and not win, because that's what 2025 has been for him.
What exactly? He's gotten so close. He's been in. This is another thing I saw from Rappaport that I think is a perfect way to describe it. He's been in semi-contention, where he's been. His name has been on the leaderboard. You've seen him, but you're not like he's gonna win. It's like he's
hanging around there and he's making himself money. He's getting points. Right. He's third on the FedEx Cup points.
Insane.
But he's not won, and he hasn't contended. You're right. Like we've seen a lot of playoffs this year. He hasn't been in one of them.
No,
I don't think.
No, he hasn't.
No. There was one. What was it? It was
the Houston was
that, and then it was the Genesis where Oberg sort of held him off, and Oberg just kind of went crazy on that back nine. That was a longer time ago than it feels like it actually was.
Yeah.
But those are the only two off the top of my head where we're like, okay, he's actually in the mix here. He's got a shot, but it didn't last until like the last 3 holes. Ludwig Oberg pulled away at the Genesis and put a stamp on that pretty early.
Yeah, he did. But still, Scheffler in #1 in the world, which is surprising to me. I feel like that title at this point should belong to Rory McIlroy.
I think there's a difference between who is #1 in the world golf rankings and who is playing the best golf in the world. Rory McIlroy is playing the best golf in the world right now. He is the best golfer in the world. I don't think anybody's arguing that. But based on, I don't know the ins and outs of the OWGR system.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler still had. It's pretty tough to dethrone a guy from #1.
Right. Yeah. Especially when he's Scotty Scheffler and he still is like in the mix literally every week.
Exactly.
But he's the only player representing the top 10
wow.
in this golf tournament. Just to tell you a little bit about the field. We still got Joel Damon, still got Tom Kim. So some personalities. What is this face for?
So I'm looking at it, and the total points, Scotty Scheffler is at 569 total points right now.
Okay.
Rory McIlroy in second is at 539.
Ooh.
It's only a 30-point difference.
Ooh.
So we could
dicey.
see a change this year. I think we will see a change this year unless Scheffler goes out and win an event. You look at the points won in 2025, Scheffler has won 110.5 points on the world golf rankings. Take a guess, just compared to that number, how many points do you think Rory McIlroy has won in 2025 in the ranking points?
Oh, God. Dude, like 400?
Not quite, but we are looking at 293.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's something to keep an eye on. Just say it's a 30-point gap between Scheffler and McIlroy. There's a chance we see that swap, that #1 spot later this year.
Fire. I love it. I love the carnage.
It's great.
I want to see more.
Yep.
We're going to move on to the LPGA.
Oh, yeah. Shout out.
For the first time in Cutline history.
That's right.
I'm kind of disappointed in us that we haven't done this earlier.
Yeah.
But it came to my attention
This is a good week to do it.
It's a good week to do it. The first women's major of the year was played over the weekend. It's the Chevron Classic. For the first time in major championship history, men's or women's, there was a 5-way playoff to decide the winner.
Insane.
That is insane.
That's never happened at all.
No.
Wow.
No. First time literally in golf history.
I have a theory that if I'm talking to like my friends who are, new to golf, right?
Yeah.
I'm not good at golf, right? But I know some things that probably, I'd say I'm average, right?
Yeah.
A beginner, I think, has a lot more to learn from how an LPGA pro swings the golf club, just based on statistics, club path, all that sort of, nerdy stuff, then they can learn from the men's swing. I just think it's more comparable, and the ladies are so freaking accurate, it's unbelievable.
I mean,
they throw darts.
They do throw darts.
They throw darts.
Yeah. I remember there was a big thing. I'm trying to remember when it was, but just like talking about some of the swings on the LPGA Tour.
They're smooth.
So good, and they're so on plane. And I genuinely think it's because they're not trying to hit the crap out of the ball. Like, you're an 8-year-old kid, you're like a boy, and you get handed a stick, and they said you can hit this as far as you want.
You're going to try.
Right. That's like all that they want to do.
Right.
So I don't know, but I'm trying to think. Nelly Korda is probably the best golf swing I've ever seen.
It's compact, right? And you look at like the difference. You think of like, okay, who has a weird swing on the men's side of professional golf? Matthew Wolff, John Rahm. Hi, Matthew Wolff. I don't know why I'm mentioning you. You don't deserve to be mentioned. But anyway, I'll rest my case.
Rambo.
Maybe he'll do something.
Scheffler.
Scheffler has a weird
Jordan
swing.
Spieth has a weird swing.
Yeah, right. McIlroy is probably the most normal, but not because, Ludwig Oberg stands, he's 6'4", 6'5". He stands so darn close to the ball. I tried it at the range. I was pushing everything that way. It didn't work. I'm not that tall. I'm not that good. But you look at it, all these guys have super unique swings, and it doesn't add up to what you would think is the perfect golf swing. You go over to the LPGA, a lot of them look more similar. They're compact, they're smooth, and I don't know the ins and outs of the golf swing like you do, but just looking at it, it's like it just makes more sense to an average golfer. It makes more sense. You can understand why they're doing certain things, right?
Oh, you mean like the golf swing makes more sense?
Exactly.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
I
The
getcha.
mechanics of the swing, I think beginners can learn a lot more from the LPGA swings than they can the PGA swings.
Yeah, no, I agree. When I was in middle school, high school, I would watch and study the swings of LPGA Tour pros. And then like Rory McIlroy,
right,
and Tiger Woods. That was kind of it.
Yep.
Rory, Tiger, and Adam Scott by far have the cleanest golf
Scott,
swings.
Yes,
but like that, it's normal on the LPGA Tour to see that kind of swing because again, I think they're swinging less for power, swinging more for accuracy. I mean, guys, ego lift. You know, they're gonna swing for the fences.
Yeah,
like that's just kind of what
yeah.
happens. But it was a 5-way playoff. Unbelievable. Mao Saigo, Hyuju Kim, Ryoning Yin, Ariana Jutanagarn, and Lindy Duncan. I apologize to any of those players if I did mispronounce your name. Tried my best there. Saigo was the only to birdie the par 5 18th in the playoff. It was kind of insane. Yin and Jutanagarn had birdie tries, and they both lipped out. And also, Jutanagarn, led by 1 on 18, flubbed a chip from beyond the green.
The drama.
And bogeyed the final hole.
Oh, man.
Saigo took home $1.2 million out of the $8 million purse for winning.
It's a pretty good darn payday.
It is a good payday. How much did Rory win for the Masters?
4.2, 4.3 million. I want to say it. Let me see. Rory.
It's a problem.
McIlroy. Yeah, it is. It's not ideal. Masters payout.
$8 million purse is a lot better than what it has
He won
been.
4 point. Oh, it's getting better, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's I think like you look at the rise of like women's basketball and other women's sports.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
It is.
It's great. Yeah, Rory McIlroy won $4.2 million. The total prize purse was $21 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Almost 3 times as much.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You look at the other thing that I find fun about the LPGA is that they play 5 majors. Official majors. They play 5 majors. And they've actually fluctuated throughout like, the history of the LPGA. As of right now, the Chevron Championship is the first one of the year. Then they go to the Women's PGA Championship, the US Women's Open, the Evian Championship, which is held in France. They play a major in France. That's pretty darn cool. At a French town that I can't pronounce. And then they end the year with the Women's Open.
Try it. Just try it.
No, I won't. No, I will not.
That's very cool. My favorite thing about the LPGA has got to be that they jump in the lake after they win.
Yes.
That is my favorite thing.
That's
if there's a
pretty sweet.
lake on 18, they will jump in.
It's awesome.
It looks so much fun.
Yeah.
Like I wish they did that in the PGA. Not that it matters to me because I can't get there and win. But
yeah, but okay, I just feel like, it's not as bad as what, Jose Luis Ballester did in round 1. But I feel like some people might get mad if you jump in, a creek or a pond at Augusta.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no like pond or creek on 18.
True.
So even if the women played the Master, oh my gosh, if the women played a Masters, which again we talked about this, they
I think
need
it'd be
to.
cool, right?
They need to.
They have the ANWA, but that's only for amateurs.
Yeah, exactly. Like the pros should have a chance to compete.
I think we'll see it in the next 10, 15 years. Augusta is one of those places that's kind of behind the rest of.
Dude, it's like 30 years behind the rest of time.
At least they didn't have an honorary female member since until Condoleezza Rice in like 2012.
That's nuts.
It's not great. Yeah. But I do think somewhere down the line, I bet we'll see the ladies teeing it up at Augusta National for maybe the women's Masters. Who knows what they'll call it? But
right.
But the ANWA, we talked about it after the Masters and before it as well. It provides great golf every year.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I love that tournament. Very, very cool. Well, that's going to wrap up our first LPGA talk on the cut line.
We'll keep an eye on the rest of the season as well.
Oh, for sure.
It's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Last season was great. Nelly Korda and Scotty Scheffler were just like one-upping each other the entire way.
No, it was crazy.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
But
let's move to the LIV side of things.
Moving to the LIV.
And this is like the first time in 3 weeks that we actually have stuff to talk about.
For LIV, yeah.
I know.
Crazy. It was Mexico City, LIV Mexico City.
Yep.
And Joaquin Niemann.
Shout out Luke Brenneman, big Waco fan.
Yeah, big Niemann guy.
Oh, yeah.
He won for a 3rd time this year on LIV. He has won 3 of the 6 events. Andrew, this could be LIV's equivalent to Tiger's 2000 season.
Yeah,
at this rate.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think it's great. I think, Joaquin Niemann is one of the guys on LIV that I think a lot of people like, regardless of your feelings on LIV or not. Like if you're a fan of what it is, if you hate it, I think a lot of people like Joaquin Niemann. I'm one of them. Yeah, he shot 16 under to beat. Is it Hubert?
Yeah,
it's gotta be Hubert, right? I don't know if it's like Hubert if he's French, but like, yeah, shot 16. Hubert. Yeah. Anyway, we'll stop offending the French. He also beat Bryson DeChambeau by one shot. So Bryson was just right there. He's still looking for his first LIV event win of the year.
Yeah, they were going back and forth too.
Yep.
On that front nine, Niemann and Bryson, like Nelly and Scheffler, we're just kind of doing
going
this
after it, yeah,
to start that first nine. But this was the first LIV tournament where if you look at like the top 15, you finally see all of the big names.
Big names, yeah.
John Rahm was close behind, 14 under. That was 2 back. Tyrrell Hatton and Cam Smith finished at 11 under, which was 5 back. Bubba Watson and Dustin Johnson got himself back
Welcome
on the
back.
leaderboard at 10 under, 6 back.
Unk still got it.
Unk still got it. You've called me Unk. That's craziness out of you.
Yeah, he's a little older than you are, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bubba. Yeah, Bubba and Dustin at 6 back. Legion, what is that? 13?
Legion's 8.
Legion's 8. Oh my God, I'm terrible at counting. That's John Rahm's team. They won the event at -28, 2 clear of Ripper Golf Club.
Yeah. Which
I do like the names.
Me
the
too.
Names are pretty sweet.
Lucas Hubert, he's on Ripper.
Okay, so he probably helped them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interestingly, every single time that Niemann has won this season, his team has not.
Yikes.
I don't know what's up with that. He needs to get a new squad.
Well, let's find out who is on his team, and this might tell us some things. We go down the list. Niemann. Here we go. He's on... Yeah, that's why. He is on Torque GC.
Yep.
He is the captain of Torque GC. Joaquin
sense.
Niemann. You got Sebastian Munoz.
Okay.
Sure.
Carlos
Ortiz.
Okay.
No
Not
idea.
great.
No, and then Mito Pereira.
Ah.
There's a slight thing here that just, yeah.
That's not great. That's not great. Well, yeah, he needs a little assistance.
I like how on LIV that like a lot of for example, Louis Oosthuizen's team, he's South African. He is the captain of Stinger Golf Club. Every player on that team is South African.
That is very cool.
I think it's really
I've noticed
cool.
that as well.
And then all of well, no, not. Let's see. There's another one. Fireballs GC, Sergio Garcia, Abraham Answer, Luis Maceveo, and David Puig, all Spanish or Mexican.
Very cool.
It's pretty cool. I
Very
like
cool.
it.
Very cool. I'm surprised John Rahm's not on that team. Maybe they didn't want to make it too stacked, put Garcia and Rambo on the same side.
But it also makes sense that, Rahm, Hatton are playing on the same team.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's stacked.
Yeah.
Rahm and Hatton are gonna bully some people. That's why the team won.
Yep.
That's why that team won.
Ripper GC is the team of Aussies.
Oh, nice.
Cam Smith is the captain. Lucas Herbert, Matt Jones, Mark Leishman is on that team.
Mark Leishman.
Shout out, right?
What a fella.
I know.
Been a while since. Well, actually, no. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. He won
did.
the LIV event right before Augusta,
Oh, you're right.
and he didn't get an invite to Augusta because
Wah.
they don't get World Golf Rankings.
No, they do not.
But-
And they won't.
And they probably won't.
No, they've.
Oh.
Remember, we talked about it.
We did talk about that. Also, would you look on your handy dandy computer when the next LIV event is for me? If you go to
Take
their
a look
schedule.
at the schedule. It is. Well, what do you know? It's this weekend.
Oh, 2 in a row.
In South Korea.
Wow.
In South Korea. They're playing at Jack Nicklaus Golf Club in South Korea.
Okay.
And you can watch it on Fox Sports.
Yes, you can. That new deal. I
At,
wonder how they're doing.
That's okay.
Local time what?
Your time, that looks like, if you want to watch on Friday and Saturday, you can tune in at 10:05 p.m. and 10:35 p.m. If you want to watch the final round on Sunday, you're staying up late and you might not be going to work in the morning. That'll start at 11:25 p.m. Eastern
Holy cow. What are we doing?
time. Well, I mean, they're playing on the other side of the world, to be fair.
I know, but so what I'm thinking about is that the majority of their viewers from a TV's perspective has got to be U.S. That would be my guess.
I would think so.
So I'm surprised that they don't tailor-made it more towards, yep.
That's your reason.
Yeah,
That's your reason.
that's a good point. That's a good point. I like our running joke with LIV about how they schedule tournaments at the worst possible
It's
time.
so funny. But this weekend, is not a bad weekend. There's
No,
really
they're
not
killing
much
it.
going on for.
Okay, yes, but then they put it at like
they put
midnight.
it at midnight.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
South Korea.
So,
Yeah,
not a great look for LIV.
No.
They need to change some things.
After that, they're playing actually in Washington, D.C. the weekend.
There it is.
Wow, they don't even play for the whole month of May after this. They have a month off. Now, remember, actually, that makes a lot of sense because the PGA Championship is in the middle of that. It's in the middle of May.
Right, but
so some of those guys will go and play Quail Hollow.
I'm surprised, though, that they didn't do what they did for Augusta, where they give them one the weekend before to get ready like they did for the Masters.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if there's like a European Tour event that's right before the PGA
probably.
I don't know.
Because a lot of them are now playing on the DP World Tour.
Well, some of them have to. Is that what it's called officially now?
I think so.
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry, DP. I don't know. I don't know what you are, but
DP.
probably a sponsor. Anyway, yeah, June 6th through 8th, they play at the Robert Trent Jones Golf Club in Washington, D.C.
Should be fun.
An Eastern time tournament. What do you know?
What do you know?
I know. Then it's Dallas, then Spain, Great Britain, Chicago, and Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Baby. I will be there no matter what.
I know you will. That'll be fun. That's the team
That's the individual championship.
Or the individual.
Yep. The team championship is the following weekend in August at the Cardinal at St. John's in Michigan.
Cool.
Yeah. And that wraps up
Should
the
be
LIV
good.
season. They're done by August.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because PGA, well, the Tour Championship, I think, is also in August,
I think
right?
it's August or early September. That
Cool.
sounds right.
Hey, make sure you stick around for gimmies because we've got more on the PGA
yes, we
Tour
do.
Championship. And actually, let's go there right now. What a great transition. Time for gimmies, our quick news hits. They're
I swear they're listening to us. They're not. But because we talked about this last week.
We did. We talked about changes that needed to be made to the Tour Championship. Well, some things have surfaced.
Wait, this is weird because remember when we were talking about what we thought should change with the TGL hammer rules?
And then
the
it
week
changed.
after it changed. Swear they're listening.
Dude,
They're
let's
definitely
go.
listening. Yeah.
We've got some good listeners here on the cut line.
Well, one of them I know is my brother who actually doesn't play golf. He wanted me to give him a shout out. Shout out. Hello, Cameron. Maybe he's in cahoots with the golf world and is making these decisions. I don't know.
Well, I
but
appreciate it.
yeah. So we talked about it last week. Some potential changes that have been proposed, confirmed. I think just proposed, right?
Yeah.
No more starting stroke benefits
Yep.
based on leadership or leaderboard. Great
Right.
choice. No match play. It is, Scotty said it was hard to play one style the whole season. They play stroke play the whole year.
Yep.
Outside of a couple of events very early.
Right.
Like, and then have to change at the very end where you go into match play. It's tough.
Yeah. I think that I didn't think about it that way until I read that Scotty said that, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
This next part I think is really interesting.
yes, one possibility that has been not announced. It kind of like, I think it got let slip. I
Yeah.
don't think that this was supposed to be common knowledge,
No.
but it is. So if you're listening, you get an inside scoop to what could be happening. There could be a cut line made at a round of 16. So I don't know when it would be. It would probably, I think it would have to be Thursday or maybe after Friday. They'd cut the field down to 16. 8 players would advance then to Saturday, and the top 4 would advance to Sunday,
That'd be pretty
with
cool.
5 through 8 competing for the final position. That would be very cool because then you'd have the final group, like the only people competing for the Tour Championship could be in one group.
Yeah, that I think the only downside to that is fans who attend in person. If you have that
it would
many,
get so jammed up.
yeah,
it'd
it would.
be so
I think it would
congested.
honestly be dangerous at that point. To
Yeah.
have that many people.
Right.
Anyway, I want to go back to. I have one thing that I forgot to mention about the PGA last week and on LIV. I'll start with LIV. I'll start with PGA. Don't want to get those two mixed up. I'll start with Jeff Eisenband. He had a tweet that said, in 2021, Ben Griffin was experiencing financial strains and burnout trying to make it in pro golf. He stepped away to get this grant, become a mortgage loan officer.
Oh my goodness.
After a few months back in the office, he came back to golf, and now he's a PGA Tour winner. Mr. Eisenband shared a photo of his LinkedIn. Ben Griffin went to UNC, Chapel Hill, graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Economics, PGA professional golfer on the PGA Tour from May 2018 to the present. From May 2021 to August 2021, he was a mortgage loan officer with CIMG Residential Mortgage in Chapel Hill.
That's insane.
He had to make some money. And then
Wow.
he came back, and now he's a winner.
Now he's
Isn't that awesome?
That is very cool.
Yeah.
That's a very cool story.
The other thing with LIV is funny. Brian Kirshner put out a tweet that said, I don't really know what to say about Waco Niemann at this point just completely dominates on LIV every week with 3 wins in a row. 3 wins now in 2025, but still chasing that elusive first top 15 in a major. I mean, it has to be coming at some point this year. He's just too good of a golfer, and the Masters through U.S. Open set up so well for him. Big two majors coming up for him. Somebody quote tweeted this and said, Joaquin Niemann is just the golf version of Justin Herbert. I thought that was brutal, but not wrong, and really funny.
That is really funny. Oh, man. Gets such a talent, but can't win. Can't win the big one.
Yep.
Interesting.
Anyway, I digress. Back to the gimmies.
Back to the game.
Shout out Ben Haller.
Shout out Ben Haller. Rory McIlroy apparently spoke to 2 presidents the day after he won the Masters. Which ones? Who knows?
Who knows?
That's a great
You
question.
can make your guesses.
Week later, the RBC Heritage was played. Average number of fans who tuned in to watch JT win the RBC Heritage on Sunday was 4.362 million, up from last year's 2.151 million when Scheffler won, and 2023's 4.152 million when Fitzpatrick won. Crazy that Fitzpatrick had 2 million more viewers than Scotty.
I wonder why there was such a drop-off. Maybe where people were tired of Scotty winning?
I think that's exactly. Because it was before Scotty wwent to jail.
Oh,
and so people didn't really like him. Remember,
That's
people weren't very
right.
high on Scotty until he went to jail.
Well, I loved him. But that was kind of the thing that everybody kind of rallied around him after.
Exactly. That
Crazy.
brought him a lot of fandom, which is crazy. It was the most watched RBC Heritage final round in 23 years, peaking at 6 million. And while we're on the topic of viewership, Sunday's Masters drew 12.7 million viewers from 7 to 7:15.
Wow.
15 minutes.
Wow.
12.7 million viewers and 19.5 million people watched. It was the most watched golf event in 7 years and was up 33% from last year.
Guys, golf is doing fine on television.
Good. Golf's good.
It's growing. It's fine. Don't need to worry. We're good. We're chilling.
We're chilling. Yep. We're good, guys. Yep. It's everything's fine. I'm trying to think of I don't know.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Golf is growing, and that's a good thing.
It is. What was the world like the last year that Rory won a major? 2014, let me tell you.
Oh, boy.
Peyton Manning was the reigning NFL MVP.
Out.
Nikola Jokic was drafted, not into the Army, into the NBA. Scotty Scheffler was 18 years old. LeBron James returned to Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter played in his final season in the MLB, and Happy by Pharrell Williams was the #1 song of the year.
Okay, the song was good, but like every #1 song, and this one especially, I feel like this is a candidate to be the most overplayed song ever.
Ooh, that's a long list.
Any takers?
That's
it's a really long list.
list.
But this is one that sticks out in my mind. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This got played forever.
Yeah, it did. I'm trying to... I can't think of it until it's played, and I'm like, oh, there you go.
Probably maybe Old Town Road.
Oh, dude, Panini? Those two?
Oh, God. Dude, Old Town Road had so much more plays on radio.
I know it did.
Still, though,
But,
back in 2014 when, radio was, I think, a lot bigger,
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was crazy.
God.
Well, speaking of Scotty Scheffler, he was 18 years old when Rory McIlroy won. We talked. Oh well, you talked about this. You mentioned this.
Yeah, I kind of
third in the FedEx Cup standings.
Yeah.
Despite not winning,
Yeah.
he is killing it.
He's doing well.
So good. We'll skip right past that one. A map recently surfaced on social media that lays out where the best golfers in the United States of America live. The best is Mississippi. Average 10.2 handicap. The worst, this one makes sense, is Maine.
Yeah.
15.8 handicap, which
I had some
my
theories.
poor college golf roommate was from Maine, and he's a stud.
Well,
so
he's
apologies,
probably
Mondo.
single-handedly brings up the average. This is probably taken from USGA golf handicap
Yes.
data. These make sense. Maine, you really probably only have 3 months a year to play.
Right.
Other time it's snowy and cold.
Exactly.
Mississippi, there's not too many people that live there because you think of like Texas and Florida and California. You can play there year round, but there's so many people
who are
that
bad.
the average it's a bunch of hacks that the average, it averages out. But I got to imagine a place like Mississippi, there's enough good golfers and all the bad golfers probably go to Florida or Georgia or wherever.
Right.
It's the Carolinas.
It's also like Florida and California retirement states.
Yeah. Mississippi, It has nice weather as well.
Right.
So that actually makes a lot of sense.
It does.
When I first thought, I'm like, there's no way it's not like Florida or Texas.
Yeah.
Then I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, there's too many hacks.
Right, exactly. We've got another Creator Classic on the horizon coming to the PGA Tour. It will be at the Truist Championship on May 7th, and it's a team event this time. First ever team event for the Creator Classic. Team Richards, the captain Josh Richards, who is a TikTok star. I don't know how he got captainhood, but it is what it is.
I don't watch. I'm not on TikTok, so.
Me neither. But Richards, he teamed up. He picked. The captains picked. It was a draft.
Cool.
Picked Brad Dahlke, who's a good golfer, and Eric Anders Lang.
Shout out Eric Anders Lang. When he did his stuff, what was it? With Scratch, I think.
Oh, was it like the finding the golf courses? That was sick.
Dude, that series was awesome.
Do you remember what it was called?
Let me look it up.
Okay.
I'm sure it's on the Scratch Golf YouTube.
I'm going to introduce the next
Yeah, go ahead.
Team Nade Shot is the second team.
Adventures in Golf.
Adventures in Golf.
That's what it was called.
Very cool.
Eric Anders Lang hosted it. It was one of my favorite video series ever. Oh, he's still doing it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
So good. Hey, good for him.
Good for him. Doesn't he just like go around a bunch of different golf courses and play them?
Different gems. Yeah.
It's very cool. I remember there was one he did. He went and found Pepperdine University's secret golf course that they have on campus.
What?
And it wasn't like a real course. I don't think it might have been like 4 holes, but it was literally like in the dead center of campus, which my dad went to Pepperdine. So he's probably, if he's listening, he's like, what?
He didn't know about
Dad,
it.
I swear this is real. All right,
my
chill.
gosh.
It's real. And he played it. It's insane. It's like, you just walk down the mountain a little bit and you plop your clubs and there's a golf course. It's pretty cool. I wonder when that happened, like when that was made.
We'll have to find that.
We'll have to find out.
Shout out Eric Anders Lang. He's a real one of the golf content creation community.
Yeah.
Next team. This is an interesting
Team Nade Shot. Do you know who Nade Shot is?
Yeah, he's a streamer, video game guy. I think he gained his fame playing, I think, professional or like streamed Call of Duty. So,
gotcha.
So yeah, he's a big name in streaming.
Gotcha.
At least I think he still is. I don't remember.
Now golf.
I didn't even know he played.
Yeah, he's captaining Team Nade Shot, which is with Josh Kelly, also known as Hole-in-One Trick Shots. He's great, and Claire Hogle, who is another great content creator, kind of got her start teaming up with Good a little bit, and has been killing it ever since. Then we've got Team Brownlee, Marcus Brownlee.
I also didn't. He's an MKBHD tech YouTuber. I also didn't know he played. I knew him when it comes to athletic things. He's a very well-renowned ultimate frisbee player.
Oh,
like really good.
Interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
I didn't know he played golf.
I didn't either. So it's him. It's Sean Walsh and Sabrina Andolfo, which I don't know either of those names. Do you?
Sean Walsh? No, I don't know Sean Walsh either. I probably should though.
The last team is Team Tony. Tyler Tony of Dude Perfect.
There we go.
Is captaining. We know that
Who is a very good golfer.
He's just like a great athlete.
He's good at everything.
He's good at everything.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I actually, dude, I went back. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of crazy.
Some of the old videos?
I watched a new video. I watched a new Dude Perfect video. It is so good. The production quality, it's like a movie.
You still don't watch their videos?
I hadn't in a long time.
Oh, I do.
Dude,
I have notifications on.
I resubscribed.
I have notifications on.
I love Dude Perfect so much, dude.
I think every guy who likes sports likes Dude Perfect.
Dude, the Rage Monster lived in my head rent-free.
I
Still
know.
does.
Yes.
I think about the Rage Monster way too much.
It's so funny.
My Egyptian Empire.
It's such a good... I think it's the Roman Empire.
Yeah, I just realized that as well. See,
come on now, dog.
The Egyptian Empire.
Yeah. No, dude, you go back and watch some of the old videos, the nostalgia just hits like crazy.
I know. Dude.
Anyway.
It's
a fun team.
Team Tyler Tony. Tyler Tony, Paige Sporonic, and Matt Scharf of Good. That'll be
three great characters.
Three great characters. Yep. I think that's my pick for winning team.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. Grant Horvat is the defending champion. He is not playing. Which
do we know if he's going to play in that PGA event? Has he decided that?
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything either.
I haven't seen anything either. As time continues and I do not hear, I assume he's not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Moving on, Rory McIlroy has made $13.2 million in just 6 starts this season. That's ridiculous. It's almost $3 million more than he made all of last season. Big money.
He's still got three majors left. That's all I'm saying.
That's all. Hey,
He's still got them.
He's still got them.
Yep.
There were some question marks as to why Rory McIlroy, while we're on the topic of the Northern Irishman, why he played in the Zurich right after Zurich. Is it Zurich?
Yeah.
The Zurich right after his Masters win. And
the Swiss will be very angry with you.
I know. I'm sorry. Why did he play in this golf tournament just 2 weeks after he won the Masters? Here's what he had to say on CBS after his and Shane's strong third-round performance.
Yeah, look, I mean, after the last couple of weeks and what happened at Augusta, I think coming here, Shane asked me right after the Masters whether I wanted to still play here this week, and I said absolutely. It's such a perfect way to sort of, get back into the swing of things and, being here with my man and trying to defend a title is pretty cool. But yeah, no, we have a lot of fun out there, and obviously that was a great way to finish.
I love it.
I love it. It's awesome. Good way to decompress. Just go out and play golf with your friend. It's a fun time.
Exactly. No, I think that's literally what it is. He was just going out to play with a buddy.
Yeah.
So, very, very cool. They did not defend, as we know.
Nope. Finished tied for 12th, right?
Tied for 12th.
Yeah.
A woman at LIV Golf Mexico City accidentally picked up Cam Smith's golf ball. She found it in the rough. A rules official placed a tee down, marking the general area where the woman needed to put Cam Smith's ball back in the rough, and she put it on the tee.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Come on.
Cam Smith, he just kind of like grinned, looked at her, and he was like, I can't play it there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, he was clearly like, I wish I could.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, you want to.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny.
17-year-old Blades Brown shot 27 under for the week on the Corn Ferry Tour and finished T2 in the event.
Who beat him?
Yeah, seriously. He shot 61 on Thursday, as reported by, again, Dan Rappaport. He's getting a lot of airtime on the cut line right now. Dan, what's up, fella?
Yeah, oh yeah. Johnny Kiefer beat him. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way tie for second.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Did
the winning score was 30 under. Yeah. The Veritex Bank championship.
And these guys aren't on the PGA Tour?
No.
That's just jarring. That's so shocking. Well, speaking of young people, Joel Damon and his wife are having baby number 2.
Woo!
Shout out to Joel.
Damon.
Congratulations. That's very exciting.
Everyone's full swing goat.
Yes. Oh, dude. Oh, I still need to finish that.
Don't we all?
We'll close things out, close the gimmies out. We're talking some college golf. It's conference championship time, and here's what happened. Florida won the SEC championship for the 17th time. Dominance for the Gators. Oklahoma State won for a 12th time in the Big 12s, also very good. UCLA won the Big 10 for the first time ever, the first time that the West Coast teams have joined the Big Ten, and Virginia won the ACC tournament for the first time in program history. So some long-timers, some new-timers, but the big news was in the individual championship, at least for the SEC. Auburn sophomore Jackson Coven, I believe that's how you say it. I could be totally wrong.
Coiven, maybe.
Coiven.
Yeah.
Won the SEC individual championship for the second consecutive year, and it was the first time a player has won back-to-back individual SEC championships since 1976.
Wow.
Stud. Dude, he is a stud. I think he's on the list right behind, what's his name?
Nick Dunlap?
No. The Florida State.
Oh, yeah. We
Kid.
Talked about him.
We talked Luke.
It is Luke.
Luke.
FSU Golf. Now we have to
Luke. Who are you?
Team.
Luke, I am your father.
It is. Oh, Luke Clanton.
Thank you. Yes,
Yep,
Luke Clanton.
Yep.
I think he's right behind Luke Clanton on that list for getting your PGA Tour card in college.
He's gotta be. Yeah.
The NCAA Division I Men's Golf Regionals will be May 12th through 14th. 6 different sites, 81 total teams, vying for one of 5 spots in the NCAA Championship, which will be in Carlsbad, California. I'm looking forward to that. I love the college tournament. It's going to be fun.
Does it get televised? Is that on
Yeah.
Plus or
I think
something?
it's Golf Channel. At least the the final 5 are Golf Channel. I don't know where the others are.
I doubt the regionals are televised anywhere.
Yeah, 6 different sites. It would probably be tough.
Yep.
Time for Made or Missed.
Woohoo!
Andrew, you gained a little bit of ground.
I did.
1
Not
point.
much, but it helps. If the Hoygards had won, that would have really helped.
Yeah.
But alas, I was so close.
I've got 97 points. You've got 83 points. I got 6 points last week. You got 7. I picked McIlroy and Lowry to win. They got T12. You picked the Hoygards. They came in second. Starting us out for the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, Aaron Badley.
I mean, he's made a couple of cuts. I look at it, but not many. I'm going to say no.
All right.
I don't think he's making it.
A miss.
Yep.
From Hillsman. I'm going to say he makes it.
Okay, so our first disagreement of the day.
Right out of the gate.
Yep.
Sam Burns.
Yeah, he's making it. I think the strength of the field is not high enough to a point where a guy like that is... I think he's probably going to be top 20, top 15.
Yeah, I agree. If this was like any other tournament, I probably would have said missed.
I would
he's
too.
had a tough season.
He hasn't been great, but he's a good golfer, so I think he'll be okay. Look at his results. He's actually strung together a lot of missed cuts, but he was tied for 13th of the RBC.
There you go. Turning it around,
he's
maybe.
in good form. He made the cut at the Masters.
Yeah, okay.
So
turning it around.
Yeah.
Joel Damon.
Why not? Let's have a day. Joel Damon, he's making it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hard to vote against him.
Nope.
Nico Echeverria. I think he's going to make it.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
Missed.
I am just going to double check myself on that. Look at his results. You have a look. He's from Colombia. It's a lot of missed cuts on there, man. Not as of recently. He made the cut at the Masters.
Okay.
He made the cut at the Zurich Classic, tied for 28th, but cut at the Cognizant, cut at the Players, cut at the Phoenix, cut at the American Express.
All right. That one could get dicey.
Yep.
Now time for our two past champions.
Oh, yes.
Ben Griffin and Lanto Griffin.
I don't see any way that Ben Griffin doesn't continue his hot streak. He's just won an event. He's just gained himself an exemption. He's going to make it.
What about Lanto?
I'll say no.
Ooh. Half and half.
Yep.
Arnold Palmer. Lemonade iced tea.
Yes.
I think that they're both going to make it.
All right.
I think that they are on a high, top of the mountain. I like it. Harry Hall. Have you seen this kid, Harry Hall?
No.
He wears one of the old hats like Bryson used to.
Oh, come on.
And he's like I think he's a Scottish fella.
He's English. All right.
He's English?
acceptable.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so
this
funny.
guy. Yes. Yeah.
I love him.
I don't know. I'll let you go first on this one.
I think he's going to miss it.
Okay.
I love him, but I think he's going to miss.
All right. He has one career win. Let's see where that would have been the 2024 ISCO Championship. Sure. Don't know where that is. Results this year, is the best way I could describe it. But we'll say he'll say makes it. Yep.
All right. We'll keep it right here with you for Tom Kim.
I love that. I know you do. Tom Kim's going to make the cut.
Yep.
Shoe in.
I would agree. Francesco Molinari, I think he's going to make it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is one where, if this were 6 years ago, then absolutely. But it's not. So we have to take a look at the recent form. Recent form, I think, is hugely valuable. I don't know, like analytic stuff when you're picking who is going to be good or be not be good at a weekend.
Yeah.
And he's not played that many events. He hasn't played a PGA event, at least it shows since the Valero Texas Open. I don't think he played at the Masters.
I don't know.
I don't think he did. Anyway, I'm going to say he misses.
All right.
Yeah.
Last but not least, a guy with a terrible name for golf. Adam Schenk.
Adam Schenk. That's what they call me. No, they don't. They do. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have you go first on this one again.
Adam Schenk.
You teed me up for a lot.
He's going to miss it.
You teed me up for a lot in the early stages, so I'm going to fire it right back at you.
He's going to miss it.
He's top 200 in the world golf rankings. Not great. And you look at his results. Oh.
Missed.
Yeah, he's missed the cut at his last 6 tournaments.
All right.
So that does it. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Players, Valspar, Houston, Valero, Masters, Zurich, cut.
Oof.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate for Mr. Schenk. Maybe he's just shanking it a little bit too much.
Come on now. That's the lowest hanging fruit you'll ever find. All right, let's pick our winners. I don't think it's any surprise what I'm going to do here. I say Scotty Scheffler gets in the win column for the first time in 2025. It's got to happen at some point. This is the weekend.
Yep. All right, very interesting. I've picked him before.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
gonna pick him again.
Make it fun.
It is fun.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Jordan Spieth.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Who did you think I was going to pick?
You changed my mind like instantly. I thought you were gonna say Spieth. I'm like, come on, pick a random guy, but it would be so good to see Spieth back.
Exactly.
I don't care that it's a bunch of not big names at this tournament. No, none of the other top 10 guys are there. it'd be great to see him win.
Yeah. That's going to wrap it up.
Whew.
For episode 15, we said,
yep.
of the Cut Line.
We've said it multiple times. It feels like there's no quiet week in golf. This has been the quietest week since the start of the year. And that's okay.
That is okay.
Because we still got 3 more majors to go.
We sure do. We sure do. It's going to be so much fun. We hope you're having fun because we're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And the ride is going to continue. But that is going to wrap up this episode, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I'm Graham Nash.
I'm Andrew Hillsman.
We'll see you next week on The Cut Line.
See ya.